And so I'm very pleased to tell you this afternoon that we have completed the biggest trade deal yet, worth £660 billion a year, a comprehensive Canada-style free trade deal between the UK and the EU, a deal that will protect jobs across this country, a deal that will allow goods, UK goods and components to be sold without tariffs and without quotas in the EU market, a deal which will, if anything, allow our companies and our exporters to do even more business with our European friends, and yet which achieves something that the people of this country instinctively knew was doable, but which they were told was impossible. We've taken back control of our laws and our destiny. We've taken back control of every jot and tittle.
Britain and the European Union have agreed on Thursday on new Brexit trading agreements more than 4 years after the UK voted to leave the bloc, narrowly avoiding a potentially disastrous no-deal scenario. The two sides reached a zero-tariff, zero-quota deal, which will help smooth the trade of goods across the channel. It will bring relief to exporters on both the sides that had been facing higher tariffs and costs had a deal not been reached. Some 47 years after joining the European Union, Britain officially left the bloc on January 31st, 2020. In doing so, it became the first ever nation to leave the European Union. However, it agreed to continue following European rules and regulations until the end of 2020, so it could negotiate friendlier trading conditions with the 27 other nations. The two sides had been embroiled in intense talks since March to establish how commerce will work from January onward, and there were significant clashes over fishing, competition rules, also known as a level playing field, and the governance of their new relationship. But in the end, both of them have reached a zero-tariff, zero-quota deal regarding this most important agreement. And this still has to be ratified by the United Kingdom and European Union parliaments in the coming days with a vote in Westminster due Wednesday. Hello everyone and welcome back for another interesting session of the current affairs provided by SSB Crack Exams. I'm Hemant and I'm back here again to discuss with you some of the most interesting inputs across the world and across our country, which will be very crucial for you in cracking up for your upcoming defense examinations. If in case you are a staunch defense aspirant who are preparing for the upcoming defense examination, then I would like to say that SSB Crack Exams is one-stop solution for you. That SSB Crack Exams is always sought after Android application, and it is the most preferred application by millions of defense aspirants of our country who are preparing for the upcoming defense examinations like NDA, CDS, AFCAT, INET, Territorial Army, CAPF Assistant Commandant's examination, also for the military nursing service or the Army Cadet College examinations. I highly recommend you to download the Android app and go through our Google Play Store from the Google Play Store, and then you can even follow us on all sort of social media platforms to keep yourself updated with the most important content. In our application, you will be able to find a lot of important lecture material, sample practice questions, study material, content, and lot of the important lectures and material which will be very, very helpful for your examination preparation. The mock tests are also made taking into consideration about the latest exam patterns. So please download the app and subscribe to your favorite course and make yourself assured that your preparation for examination is going very well and good. Starting off with the question of the day that I have asked on 25th of December 2020, that is yesterday. And the question that I asked was this particular one. It is that who among these has founded Vishwa Bharati University in Shantiniketan? I repeat, who among these has founded Vishwa Bharati University in Shantiniketan? And the options I have given was, it is this particular one. Option A, Swami Vivekananda. Option B, Rabindranath Tagore. Option C, Swami Dayananda Saraswati. And option D, all of the above. And the correct answer for this particular one is option B, Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, so Vishwa Bharati University of Shantiniketan is actually founded by the Rabindranath Tagore, who is a famous personality and who has won the Nobel Prize. You have to understand in a very detailed and important point that this is a university in West Bengal, and it is actually considered to be a public research central university, and it is now an institution of national importance, sir. Okay, so it is an institution of national importance founded by Rabindranath Tagore, and the name of this university clearly indicates it is what it is, Vishwa Bharati. The meaning of that is communion of the world with India. That means where India is a one particular place. Like in this particular university, the aim of this one is to give world knowledge towards all the Indian people and making India a world-class personality like that. So it was actually established with a view to encourage people from all walks of life to come to the spot and meditate, and it was also to help education go beyond the confines of the classroom. Okay, so Rabindranath Tagore has founded it on mentioning about these most important aims, and the motto of Vishwa Bharati University is Yatra Vishwam Bhavatye Kanidam, which can be translated to English as where the world makes a home in a single nest. Okay, so this is a very important university founded by Rabindranath Tagore. This might be coming in history set of questions in the upcoming CDS or NDA examination. So prepare for the upcoming ones. So now, starting off with the first and foremost important update regarding the current affairs, we have to understand that yesterday on 25th of December, we have celebrated the Good Governance Day. It was the birth anniversary of our former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. He was a great personality, one person who had a very distinct vision of cleaning India and making our country proud in a lot of respects. He was the one single Prime Minister until now who has had a very clear understanding between enmity and the difference between the options and opinions. So A.B. Vajpayee ji was a great statesman. He was also a poet and he was a compassionate leader, and he used to give very beautiful speeches and used to give a lot of poems in his speeches which attracted lots of people across the India. So he was the first person to address the United Nations General Assembly in Hindi, and while at that time, while he was addressing in UNGA General Assembly in Hindi, he was actually the leader of the opposition, but being sent as this particular one, even as an opposition party leader going towards the UNGA and representing our country, it clearly represented how a beautiful democracy works. So under his regime, India has also carried out 3 underground nuclear tests at Pokhran, and these were conducted under Mission Shakti. If in case you are a very interested candidate who want to know a little bit about Mission Shakti, a separate sessional video has already been made by SSB Crack Exams regarding Mission Shakti. You can go through with that. And he was also the Prime Minister during the Kargil War. He motivated our soldiers and our armed forces to make sure to maintain proper ties with the proper issues, and he also made sure that India is going on a proper way and path, and he is also known as the man to have no enemies. Okay, so he's a very great personality and we need to learn a lot from him, and he is the first Prime Minister to be elected under the BJP regime.
देश में ध्रुवीकरण नहीं होना चाहिए, न सांप्रदायिक आधार पर, न जातीय आधार पर, न राजनीति ऐसे 2 खेमों में बंटनी चाहिए कि जिनमें संवाद न हो, जिनमें चर्चा न हो। देश आज संकटों से घिरा है और ये संकट हमने पैदा नहीं किए। जब जब कभी आवश्यकता पड़ी, संकटों के निराकरण में हमने उस समय की सरकार की मदद की है। उस समय के प्रधानमंत्री नरसिंह राव जी ने भारत का पक्ष रखने के लिए मुझे विरोधी दल के नेता के नाते जेनेवा भेजा था, और पाकिस्तानी उसे देखकर चमत्कृत रह गए। उन्होंने कहा कि ये कहां से आए हैं, क्योंकि उनके यहां विरोधी दल का नेता ऐसे राष्ट्रीय कार्य में भी सहयोग देने के लिए तैयार नहीं होता। वो हर जगह अपने सरकार को गिराने के काम में लगा रहता है। ये हमारी परंपरा नहीं है, ये हमारी प्रकृति नहीं है, और मैं चाहता हूं ये परंपरा बनी रहे, ये प्रकृति बनी रहे। सत्ता का खेल तो चलेगा, सरकारें आएंगी जाएंगी, पार्टियां बनेगी बिगड़ेंगी, मगर ये देश रहना चाहिए, इस देश का लोकतंत्र अमर रहना चाहिए।
Going through now with the next most important update is regarding on 24th of December, there was a birth anniversary of Pandit Madan Mohan Malaviya ji. You have to consider that he was an Indian scholar, educational reformer and politician notable for his role in Indian independence movement. Okay, Madan Mohan Malaviya is considered to be a very famous personality, and he was also known as Mahamana, and he was known addressed as Pandit ji, and he was also 4 times the president of Indian National Congress, and he also founded the Akhil Bharatiya Hindu Mahasabha, maintaining the traditions, and he wanted to protect the Hindu traditions, and he wanted to revive the traditional and culture of our country, and he was a great independence activist. He was also constantly working with Mahatma Gandhi ji, and he was a great personality. Going through with the next most important update is regarding the innovation challenge for developing portable devices to test drinking water quality has launched. This particular innovation challenge is launched by the Department for Promotion of Industrial Internal Trade along with the National Jal Jeevan Mission. So the National Jal Jeevan Mission is a very, very important mission. I will tell you about what actually it is that. So this National Jal Jeevan Mission, along with the partnership with the Department of the Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, both of them are moving hand in hand, and they have released this particular innovation challenge. And this innovation challenge is to develop portable devices to test the drinking water. Okay, so to test the drinking water quality, portable devices has to be launched. So this is a very, very important innovation, and lot of the important aspirants are into this particular challenge. And the main objective is to bring an innovative, modular and cost effective solution to develop portable devices that can be used at the household level to test the drinking water quality instantly, easily and accurately. Okay, so if we have some sort of device by which we can test the water quality, how great it would be. It will be very, very nice, and most of the cases we will be able to understand about how clean and clear our water is, and we will be able to assure and drink proper water, which is a very, very important one. So we need to understand about what is actually a National Jal Jeevan Mission, sir. First and foremost thing that you have to understand that it was actually launched on 15th of August 2019, but it came into operation on 1st of December 2019. Okay, so it came into operation on 1st of December, and the main aim is that it is to provide safe and adequate drinking water through individual household tap connections by 2024. That means by 2024, all the citizens of our country, they should have their own household tap connections. Okay, so each and every particular house of our country should have the connection, water connection, and they should all be able to use the water. And this should also be extended all the way up towards the households in rural India. The main deadline for this particular one is 2024, and this is regarding National Jal Jeevan Mission. And this is also to implement source sustainability measures as mandatory elements, such as recharge and reuse through grey water management, water conservation and rainwater harvesting. So there are few important slides that were given up by the Ministry of Jal Shakti. We have to understand that how many drinking water quality testing laboratories are there as of now. Actually, there are a total of 2,234 water testing laboratories spread across states, districts, blocks and subdivisional levels all across our country. Okay, so among these, all of these, out of these 2234, 91 are actually the mobile testing labs, sir. Okay, so 91 are mobile testing labs. So this innovation challenge that we are reading as of now, this is regarding the contest wherein which people are required to create a kind of device that can be portable. That means it can be moved from place to place, and it will be used to test the drinking water quality. Okay, so we have to understand also there were 13 water quality parameters under the Jal Jeevan Mission, which include that the water's pH value should be between 6.5 to 8.5, total dissolved solids should be 500 milligram per liter, turbidity should be 1 NTU, chloride should be 250 milligrams per liter, and a lot of things that are there. You can see, you can pause this section here and you can check out about what all are the other things that I mentioned according to the water quality parameters. All of these should be taken into consideration. Regarding the quality of the water checking, we have to also understand in detail that under the Jal Jeevan Mission, emphasis is laid on the testing of water quality, and regarding this particular one, a 5-member team with at least 1 woman will be trained for the water testing through the FTKs in every village. Laboratories are going to test 100% water sources. Every year, 1 chemical and 2 biological testing is to be undertaken by the Gram Panchayat, and water testing will be done at the nominal rates open to the public in laboratories. Okay, that is it regarding this most important update. Now going through with the next most important update is regarding that the Prime Minister has released the next installment of financial benefit under the PM Kisan Samman Nidhi, the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi. On one side, while farmers are protesting regarding the farmer laws, but on the other side, Prime Minister has released the amount regarding the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi. This is a very, very important scheme that you have to remember. So around 18,000 crore rupees have been deposited directly in the bank accounts of more than 9 crore farmer families in the country at a click of a button. Okay, under this particular scheme, we have to understand and go through detail that according to this particular Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi Yojana, it was actually launched on 1st of February 2019, 22 months ago, and the allocated budget to this particular scheme is around 75,000 crore rupees, sir. Okay, what will happen in this particular scheme, sir? Why is this very important scheme for farmers, sir? Because because farmers are going to get around 6,000 rupees per year. Okay, and this 6,000 rupees will be deposited directly to their bank accounts in 3 installments. Okay, it will be deposited directly to the farmer's bank account in 3 installments. That means 2,000 and 2,000 and 2,000 in 3 different installments will be deposited around 6,000 rupees per year. Okay, and this initiative was announced by Piyush Goyal ji during the 2019 interim Union Budget of India. And this scheme is being going off. So recently, Pradhan Mantri has released the next installment of this particular benefit, and according to the inputs, around 18,000 crore, okay, 18,000 crore rupees have been deposited to around 9 crore farmer families across the country, which is a very appreciable part that we have to consider. But still, there are some farmers who need to get benefited by this, so government has to look upon that, and it is going through that. So the more updates we get regarding that, we will again cover issues regarding that also. Going through the final update that I want to cover is regarding the United Kingdom and European Union signing a historical pact post the Brexit trade deal. This is what I was discussing with you in the introduction. So both Britain and European Union have struck a provisional free trade agreement that should avoid the New Year chaos for cross-border traders and bring a measure of certainty for businesses after years of Brexit turmoil. Actually, what is this deal, sir? Why is it very important after the Brexit? So actually, on January of 31st, okay, on January of 31st, 2020, officially United Kingdom has completely cut off. It has been separated from EU. It has left the European Union officially. But once it left out officially, it was very difficult for even for the European Union to continue and maintain the proper trade beneficiaries and all. So what United Kingdom did was it has given some sort of friendly agreements, and it has said that it will continue to follow the European Union rules and regulations all the way up towards the December of 2020. Okay, so it has said, it has promised to continue with the rules and regulations up towards December of 2020, and it has did, as it has said, it has continued. But now it is 25th of December and 26th of December are here now. So in another few days, again January is going to come up. So again there were issues regarding that, and a lot of people were talking regarding that. So regarding that issues, they have broken the chaos, and the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has signed this particular new agreement with the European Union President, and this deal actually ensures that two sides can continue to trade in goods without tariffs or quotas. What is this, sir? This is actually without tariffs. That means there will be no tariffs, there will be no quotas. And this deal was the first free trade agreement based on zero tariffs and zero quotas that has never been achieved with the EU. We have to understand that under the deal, European Union has achieved a level playing field, meaning neither side can undercut the other with subsidies or similar. But Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, he has stressed that UK and EU will act as sovereign equals, and tariffs can be imposed if either side undercuts the other. The period is longer than Johnson had originally been pushing for, but shorter than the EU's proposed 10 years. So over this period, Britain's share of fish caught in UK waters will rise from around a half currently to 2/3, as said by Johnson. So von der Leyen, who is actually the president of the EU, she has said that she felt quite satisfaction, and frankly speaking, she felt relieved to have reached, actually coming to one particular deal, and this was a very important update that we have to remember. Okay, so that is it regarding today's most important current affairs. Now let us go on with the quick review by going through some of the most important questions and having a short revision of the topics that we have discussed. So the first and foremost question is, Good Governance Day is actually observed in India on what particular day? It is observed on December of 25th, which is on the birth anniversary of our former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee ji. Okay, going through with the next most important question is, what amount has been announced as a second installment under the Pradhan Mantri Kisan Samman Nidhi? So the correct answer for this particular one is 18,000 crore rupees. Okay, going through with the next question is, Brexit is a term used for the exit of Britain from which international bloc? Is it option A, European Union, or United Nations, or OPEC, or ASEAN? The correct answer for this particular one is option A, European Union. Going through with the next question is, the National Jal Jeevan Mission has an aim to enable every rural home to have tap water connection by which year? So the aim of this particular mission is to have each and every particular tap water connection to each and every household by the year of 2024. Okay, that is it regarding these important quick review questions. Now we will have the question of the day, and the question of the day for today is this particular one. Shamsur Rahman Farooqi, who has recently passed away was a noted poet of which language? I repeat, Shamsur Rahman Farooqi, who passed away recently, was a noted poet of which language? Is it option A, Hindi, or option B, Urdu, or option C, Malayalam, or option D, Bengali? The correct answer for this particular one and the details regarding this question I will be giving you in the next session. Until then, stay tuned to SSB Crack Exams, subscribe to this channel, download the Android app from Google Play Store. Always stay safe, stay healthy, keep smiling, be confident. Have a great day. Jai Hind.